Alright guys, Fexter here. This is my review of Medal of Honor Warfighter, and I have to say I'm very impressed. The more and more I've played this game, the more I have come to absolutely love it. Now it is only the beta, it will be improved. There's some more uploads there. I think it was today, and a lot of actually PC gameplay. And the audio, it's just sweet and crisp. That's all I can say. There's a little bit of extra put into it in the final product, I think, from the actual beta. And if you see some of the videos on YouTube for the PC gameplay on the other maps, the maps that we haven't seen, very, very good, I have to say. Now, first of all, I'm going to show each class. So the first class I got here is sniping. Now, I do not snipe. I very rarely snipe in Battlefield 3, and I don't enjoy it. I'm a PTFO, as they say, player, but it's sniping in this. The audio in this game is just exceptional. That I actually really enjoy sniping, and probably for the first time in an FPS game, I've actually enjoyed sniping. Now I haven't done much. I think out of the 6 classes, this would have been my least played class, but ironically was up there with the most enjoyable. This is pretty cool. Now this weapon you get, and this is what's unique about the classes. All the classes have a uniqueness, apart from maybe one, which I'll point out in a couple of minutes. But the firing on this is crisp, it's sweet, and I have to say I love it. I'm really looking forward to the full game coming out. The audio feedback you get on this, and I said before, I run with a good set of earphones. It's all immersive, and by God, you hear them bullets go, and that's almost like through the controller and the audio, you feel the bullets hitting target. It is just exceptionally done. I have to say I'm very, very impressed, and I'm loving the game. Very much so loving the game. So that's the end of the sniping. So next we're going to move on to the assault class. Now, what I've played this more. This would have been my most played class in the game, and I actually got quite good at this. I had a good few really decent rounds, but I mean, again, customization. There is an enormous amount of customization in this. Not too many scopes compared to Battlefield 3, but there's enough. But the range of camos that's in this is just awesome. I mean, if you're that type of player that loves all the aesthetic stuff, and I personally love all the aesthetic stuff, I enjoy it. I think it adds an extra layer and flavour to a game. I know it's only aesthetic, but I really, really like it. I can see there some of the camos I'm going through just to show you what some of the camos actually look like. They're pretty cool, but it also IDs or identifies that there is night, there's desert, there's forest. So that indicates there's actually even some snow ones in it as well. Indicates that a very wide cross range of maps are going to be available for this game, and that is nice. And there is already been some uploading on YouTube of maps that we haven't seen or obviously played on, but and this would have been PC footage, and the audio has got better. It's crisper. There's a few extra tweaks put into it that hasn't been in the beta, and overall the final product is really looking like it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm really enjoying it. As you can see there, there's an enormous amount of different things you can actually do in the weapons, which is pretty cool. Now, there's going to be some gameplay I'm going to put up here now in a sec, you'll see, and this is assault gameplay. Now, as I said, I've played this more than anything, and I love the way the assault gets the 2 grenades. Forgive that fail, I didn't even see her man there. I've had a couple of fails on this. There's one really good one towards the end. I beg you to stay around and watch it because it's quite funny. I left it in on purpose, but I have to say the weapons in the assault are really, really good. There's not an awful lot of recoil in them. God, my aim was all over the gap there, but we killed each other. Thank God I got him, but he still got me. But yeah, I have to say, the weapons. I mean, I said in a couple of other videos that the weapons sounded the same, but the more I got into using the different weapons, the more distinctive they actually got, and putting on different attachments actually changed the sound of the actual weapon. Now this one particular one actually has a silencer on it, and with the silencer actually on these guns are very accurate. So next on is to the tank, or as I like to call him, Frankenstein. And I would call him Frankenstein for a specific reason. It's because of his movement. He tends to plod along, and it is more or less like the tank in Battlefield 3. This is what this class is. He's a big Frankenstein, and every time you pull that visor down, just the body movement, he moves so slow. Now, weapon wise, every class has 10 weapons, and this particular class would be more kind of the engineering side, where they would be more carbine weapons. And I'm showing some of the magazines there purposely that it looks like that for most of the weapons you're going to actually be able to have an extended mag. Unlike Battlefield 3, really only the personal defense weapons you can have an extended mag. But I've noticed on some of the other classes you can have extended mags on them as well. Now I don't know whether that's true out the entire class set, or if it's just on a couple of them. Showing some of the camos there, which I actually think are going to be some of the snow maps, and I hope there is snow maps in the game. We all love snow maps. For some reason, snow maps in video games just turns everybody on. I know it's sad to say, but it actually does. Snow maps in games just really do. They look just stunning. So basically here we've got Frankenstein, as I'm calling him, and he does plod along. This is a good class. I mean, if you have one or two guys running with this, and if you've got the enemy team encroached, defending an area, now obviously this is only one game of which is hotspot. I've seen a lot of guys running with this, and they've got into arm because of it. But you see there, the amount of damage I'm after taking from that enemy player was unbelievable. Now the armor does fade away after a number of bullets are actually put into you. It disappears, which is good, because you're not that big tank, that big Frankenstein for well, you're only that for a few minutes, 20-30 seconds maybe at max. Now you notice here that the voice I threw out, I didn't figure out how to set the thing off. I think it's actually it actually sets off. It's a proximity explosive C4 that if they actually go by it or stand by it, it actually explodes. I couldn't actually tried for a while actually to see if I could figure it out. I never actually ended up getting anybody with it. But I'm sure we'll all figure it out as the game comes out. So yeah, happy with this. I'm going to show some more again with the visor. Now you see yourself, the movement, it is very slow, but the damage this guy takes is unbelievable. Now you'll notice actually as it takes damage, the actual circular part around the part itself ends up disappearing to identify that you've actually lost the ability. It doesn't come back, it doesn't regenerate. Now I think what happens is, the reason it does this, it actually doesn't regenerate till you die. So that's quite interesting. I think it's good. It helps balance. So next we've got the heavy gunner, and again I'm going to show some of the camos. And you see again, every class 10 weapons, and I'm going to just show some of the camos. Now the camos pretty much seem to be the same throughout each class. That everyone has that set number of camos. Now there is on the far right hand side there is 3 camos. Now I think one of them is to leave the gun bare, and then there's 2, I don't know, they probably open up when you get to a very high level in that class. But again, I mean, the customization on each of the classes is brilliant. Now the interface is a bit clunky, but after a while I got used to it. After a while I found it I found it fine, and there has been a lot of complaints about it, but I actually found it overall, I found it good after I got used to it. So this class has the bipod. Now you'll notice there is continuous bullets in relation to this class when the bipod is out. You don't have to stop and reload like you do in Battlefield 3. It is basically continuous fire. You can keep firing. Now I didn't notice the actual gun overheating. maybe because I actually wasn't shooting for too long. There is an overheat element in some of the support actions, which you'll see coming up here. Now, there is one tiny glitch I've noticed in the game, and that's when you're lying down on the ground. You have a tendency sometimes to kind of slip a little bit, and it happens in certain areas. So I'm hoping that's going to be improved upon when the final game comes out. Now, I've got a support action coming up here now in a second, and there's a lot of guys that have been using this through the game, and they've positioned it in such a ridiculously stupid place, and you end up getting spawn killed because of it. And it's the Black Hawk support. So I get it here. Now, I've noticed this from playing the beta, what goes on. So I decided to pull back and actually set it off in a position that actually benefits the team. In a position that it gives us a bit of cover instead of actually on the middle of nowhere. Now, I got killed there and obviously spawned back in as the gunner. It's the first time I've actually been in this thing. And again, it's not overpowered, it's balanced. The gun actually overheats and it stops firing, and it happens to me here. Now, I kill a couple of guys, and then pretty much I'm shooting there and hoping I get a few guys, but more to keep them back. And obviously I'm keeping them back and they're trying to get me out of the sky. I found this pretty cool, I really did now. Particularly for this class, this not my favourite, but it is a close second in relation to classes, and I love that respawn element, but it has to be done with you have to be thinking. You really have to be thinking about placement. Now, next up is the Pointman. This is definitely my favourite class. I've played this probably near enough the same, maybe a little bit less than the Assault. But I have to say, I absolutely love this class. Your perk is that you get an extra 30 bullets of a mag that actually does higher damage. Now the only problem with it is you have to be burst fire, and the slower burst fire on it, you have to take your time. And another thing I really love about this game is you have to be accurate with each shot. There's no spray and pray. You have to be 100% accurate with this in shooting all the time with every single weapon. And I found myself copping onto this very early during the beta, because I was missing so many guys. But if I just slow down a little bit, took me time, and just try and get those bullets on target, you will come out on top more times than not. So I love that. I love that you have to be more accurate in this game. It adds that bit more skill in relation to the gameplay. Now, I did quite well in this little section here. Now, I tried for a while to get some good video play in relation to each class, and this was probably the best out of all. I love the way Pointman gets that UAV, and it is so important. It can actually really wheel you around on this. It really can. It's a very important perk to get. It really is. So I implore any guys playing Pointman, once they get that, go for that UAV straight away. You're helping your team, and you're guaranteed that if you use that on a regular basis, you will come out on top. So, quite interesting here. These guys are trying their damnedest to get in with this arm. I think at some stage in this I move over to 30 bullets because I'm nearly out. So, really liking this class. It is probably going to end up being my favourite out of all the classes. But each one definitely has their merits. The least I'll probably end up playing is actually the Frankenstein one, as I'm calling it. That doesn't excite me as much, but there's still definitely merit in it. And we did quite well here. We really held these guys back. I was quite happy. And I love the little perk here, the actual support action here, as they're actually called, not perks, is they're very quick. When you actually point them out to fire, they go, and they go quickly. You're not spending too long actually designating the target, and that is good. You need that speed in it. So we did quite well on that one. I just ended up in the right place at the right time, thank God. So yeah, really enjoying it. Pointman is definitely good. And I did a major failure later on in relation to that mini board, I can tell you. So last, I think it is, last but not least is I suppose you could call him, well, he's the Spec Ops man, and I mean, this guy is all about speed and stealth. He pretty much runs around like an absolute lunatic. He is a lot faster than any of the classes, I should say, that are there. You have to be up close and personal with this class. You can't hang back, and you're going to see this in this short clip. If you're up beside him with this gun, I think it's the MP7, you will get most of your bullets on target. If you're too far away, you won't get it. You'll have a tendency to miss mostly, and this class is quite good. I mean, it has a perk in relation to, you can see the enemy team for about, I think it's about 5 seconds, and it's not overpowered. It is not overpowered, and it takes quite a while to recharge. And it has saved my bacon on a couple of times, but I've got killed loads because of it, because other guys using it more intelligently than I had. So it is a nice perk, and I think you get a regular team of guys picking different classes, and this will just be such an enjoyable game. And again, this is repeat again. I'm so looking forward to it. I really am. Now you see there, I missed terribly on those two guys, and it's because of the distance, and that is the main issue with this. Watch this fail here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, as I said at the start of the video, and there's a major fail coming up here. Now, I've left it in. Okay, I'm quite embarrassed about it. But I just thought I just had to leave it in. It's coming up here now in a minute. Now, I went back to get that guy because he was camping there and shit. I noticed him from the last time I got killed. He was there. Do I get? No, it's not here. It's actually after. I actually spawned back out. And I'd said afterwards, when you see this funny bit, there's another guy in here. Right, so miss him twice, right? I get around, I bloody miss him again. This is what I'm saying, every bullet has to be on target. I don't know. I actually said to myself, I said, Jesus Christ, how the hell did I get him in the end, and how the hell did he not kill me? But you know, karma, it has a tendency to come back and bite you in the ass. And I should hang my head in shame for what I did coming up. And just it was just funny, but I left it in. I didn't mind leaving it in. So hopefully you get a good laugh over. I was both annoyed and laughing. Oh God, that's got to be the biggest fail ever, the biggest fail in video game ever. But look, we're coming up pretty much the end of the video. And that's my tuppence worth, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the vid. I give this game 9.5 out of 10 purely on the beta. I've just overall, I thought it was brilliant, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Take care, guys. Good luck.